carpets in the living room, taking drugs almost every day, and would stare at the bookshelf. One day Dan overdosed on drugs and went into a coma and was rushed to hospital.
Doctor, how is your son? Is he okay?
Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, your son's condition is very critical at the moment, and therefore it's hard to comment on anything. We're going to keep evaluating, and within the next 7 days we should know if he can come back from this coma or not.
But can you do something? Please save him! He's our only son!
I understand, Mr. Jenkins, Mrs. Jenkins, I really do. I'm going to try my best, but certain things are not in our control. Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, your son is now out of the coma. However, his condition is still critical. He's been asking us a question which we're not able to answer. Something about a blue boy?
Blue boy on the shelf. Blue boy in a picture. Blue boy.
Dan, which blue boy are you talking about?
Blue boy in a picture. Blue boy book.
Blue boy? A book? Shelf? I cannot understand.
Seems as though there's some sort of image that's prominent in his memory. Do you know what this could be about?
Is he talking about the set of books which those volunteers brought to our house a few weeks ago? On the cover of the first book, there's a picture of a blue cowherd boy.
But how could he remember that? He doesn't even open the book. So,
Mrs. Jenkins, would you be able to bring that book? If this image has stayed with him, even when his body was at its lowest, it may aid further in his recovery process.
I'll go home right now and get it. Dan, is this the blue boy that you're talking about?
Yes, this is the one. Who is this little blue boy? What is this book about? I've had this image constantly in my mind for the past few days. It helped me regain focus and helped me concentrate when I felt myself slipping away. Who is he?
This is Lord Krishna. I think that a lot of Hindu people worship him as their god. Some devotees came to our house and they said that everyone can love him, and they gave us a whole set of books about him. This was only a few weeks ago.
Who are these volunteers? I want to meet them, Dan, please. There's so much more I need to know.
we will do, Dan. We will do.
After a few days, Dan was discharged from hospital, and he asked to be taken to the temple so he could meet someone who could explain more about the book. He was still very weak and was unable to read the book himself. However, Mr. Jenkins invited those same devotees to tell Dan about the book.
Dan, my name is Radhesham Das, and I gave this set of Srimad Bhagavatam to your parents 3 weeks ago. Within the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord Krishna has given us a perfect example of one who only has 7 days to live, just like yourself perhaps could have had. This was the story of Maharaj Parikshit, grandson of the Pandavas. One day, Maharaj Parikshit was out hunting, as many Kshatriya kings did during that time. He became thirsty and tired and came across the hermitage of the sage Shamik whilst looking for water.
Great sage, my name is Maharaj Parikshit, the king of this earth, and I'm asking you for some water because I'm very thirsty and tired.
But the sage, deep in meditation, was oblivious to the king's request.
Sage, I'm talking to you. My palace is far away from here. I'm still very tired and thirsty. I'm begging you something.
The sage continued to ignore the king. He became furious at the sage.
Sage, I am the king. Give me something to drink now.
Feeling his importance was neglected, the king, angry at the sage, took the body of a dead snake and garlanded the sage with it.
This is for your hospitality, sage.
Shringi, the young son of the sage Shamik, was playing with his friends when he heard about the incident with his father. Angry with the king, the young son Shringi took some holy water from the river Koshiki and cursed the king.
Within the 7 days, the poisonous snake, Takshak, will bite the man who has insulted my father in this way, thus killing him. Ah!
Thus, the king was cursed to death in 7 days. But the king took this as a blessing. He discarded all his riches and gave his kingdom away to his son Janmajaya. He then became a mendicant and went to the banks of the Ganga to fast and meditate. News of this spread far and wide, and many sages along with their disciples gathered to where the king was fasting. He bowed his head as they arrived. The king then asked,
O great sages, I am the king Parikshit, and I am about to die in 7 days by the curse of the Brahman boy. Kindly give me the transcendental knowledge. What is the most important duty of a man who is about to depart? Please consider this.
Sukadev Goswami, the son of the great sage Vyasadeva, responded,
My dear King Parikshit, the question you have asked is quite glorious, because it is beneficial for everyone. The answer to this question is the prime subject of life and approved by all the transcendentalists. At the time of death, one should be bold enough not to be scared. At that time, one must cut all the attachment to the material body and everything pertaining to it, including the desires. At that time, if someone wants to come out of the insurmountable ocean of the material miseries, at that time one must develop the transcendental taste in the narrations of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. One must develop that faith and absorb in the name, form, pastimes of the Lord. That is the perfection of life.
The king continued to listen to Sukadev Goswami's instructions for 7 days. He then thanked the king for his merciful guidance.
Dear sage, your words are truthful and very beneficial for all. Thank you so much.
The king then settled his mind within his spiritual self and became as stationary as a tree. As the time came when this curse was to take effect, the snake bird, Dakshak, disguised in the guise of a Brahmana, approached the king while he was deep in meditation and bit him. Thus, the king left his body. He immersed in the absolute truth of the Supreme Being, and he felt no pain as he entered the spiritual world.
After hearing about the Srimad Bhagavatam, Dan made a full recovery and became an active devotee. But ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just a story. This really happened. This shows the importance of having the Srimad Bhagavatam in one's home. Thank you for your kind attention. I hope you consider hearing about the pastimes of the Srimad Bhagavatam for yourself. Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki
Jai!
Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki
Jai!
Krishna Janmashtami ki
Jai!
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Around loud applause for all of the actors, please. They've been practicing for many days. They do about 10 shows a day in the heat. So it's really a wonderful service they've done. Just a few concluding words from myself.